Hey guys, how are you? Welcome to day 20 of the 30 Days of Transformations. My name is Katie, and if you don't know what this series is, it is basically a 30-day challenge where I am coming on here live and I'm doing 30 days of talking about transformations that I've gone through as I have learned to love my body. And then every single day, you are going to be given a small task, a small little challenge that you can do to help you learn to love your body as well, to help you create this transformation as well. So our topic today is one that I wasn't really sure I was going to do. I felt a little weird about it, but I've been talking about some of this type of stuff in my group recently, and I've gotten some really good feedback, so I definitely can see that there's a lot of people that want to talk about it. And so that specifically is tuning into my menstrual cycle and embracing my femininity. Now, on day 19, we talked about connecting to your body and really being embodied and really being in your skin. And this is very much connected to that. That's why they're one after the other. They really do go hand in hand. And a big part of that is, when I hated my body, when I was really stuck in that place of like self-loathing and hatred and negativity and feeling like there was no way out, I felt like me and my body were on opposite teams. I felt like somehow we'd been like put in the same space. We both had to exist here, but like we hated each other. And I didn't want to talk to my body. I didn't want to have that communication with my body. So why would I embrace anything about her? Right? That was really one of the biggest things. I always felt like I wanted to be, back in my early 20s, I wanted to be thin and happy. And my body wanted me to be fat and unhappy. And at that time, I had no idea. I had never even considered the fact that those things don't have to go together. Like, you can be fat and happy. You can be thin and unhappy. They really do not have to go together. But in my mind at that time, that's all I could think of is like, this is what my body wants from me. And I didn't grasp that I could move outside of that. And as I've really moved outside of that, as I have learned that you can be any size in the world and happy. You can be any size in the world and unhappy. You can be a man, you can be a woman. It doesn't matter. Like, your body shape, your body size, your gender really doesn't have anything to do with your level of happiness. Like, those things, yes, they affect each other, but they actually can be quite separate. Just because you are one does not automatically mean you are happy or not happy or whatever, right? And it really, as I began my own body love journey, as I began to incorporate a lot of really healthy habits into my life, as I began to work on my mindset, my outlook, my daily rituals, how I lived my life, tuning into my body was one of those things that was a beautiful, slow progression. And I wasn't really that aware of it for a long time because it was so slow and steady. But all of these, all of those healthy habits I'm talking about, those are all on the Healthy Body Love Habits checklist. That's why I made the checklist, because these are things that I do now every single day as part of my continued body love journey. And these are all things that you guys can do too, right? They don't cost any money. It's nothing crazy, but it really is setting you up for success, creating that really, really, really strong foundation. So when I was in this point of really hating my body, I was also on the pill. I was on the birth control pill for about 10 years or so, from the time I was 16 till 26. So yeah, roughly a decade in there. And while I was on the pill, I didn't understand my body. The pill in itself disconnected me from my body a lot. If you've never been on hormonal birth control, it's difficult to explain, but basically you feel like your body isn't your own. You don't understand your emotions. You don't understand the physical cues your body is giving you. It's really difficult as a woman, especially, right? We have these natural cycles that our body goes through, and then suddenly when there's this artificial hormone inside your body that is controlling those cycles, it's almost like you don't feel like you're within your body, like you're in control of your own self. It's really, really challenging. But that really just made my my dislike of my body worse because I felt even more disconnected from it. And really, as I have learned to, number one, I came off the pill, which was awesome. But then as I've learned to accept my body, right? Love my body, yes, but it takes a long time to get to, I talk about loving your body a lot, but it's not going from hate to love. It's going from hate to acceptance. And then from acceptance to kind of being like, I guess this is all right. And then, kindness and respect, and then and then love. It is a process. And now that I really have gone through that process, and I'm still going through it, but now that I've really gone through that process, it's really just helped me love my body and love all parts of my body. Not necessarily like all parts, and I'm not talking about liking the way that I look necessarily. I'm still human. I still have my own personal struggles, but I really appreciate my body, and I really love my body as my home, as the place that I reside. And I really truly am in awe of my body. Like, this body keeps me alive. This is how I exist. My personality, my sarcasm, everything that makes me who I am exists inside my body. And I would not be here without this container, really. And as I've sort of learned that, I've really embraced the fact that my cycle is part of that. My menstrual cycle is part of my body. My menstrual cycle is part of what makes me who I am. And those ups and those downs, and it really, it can help you identify like when you're going to have energy and when you're not, and when you're going to feel great and when you're probably not, and when you need to rest and when you need to take care of yourself. And also really, when I was hating my body, I know I'm not the only one that feels this. I always thought that fat was not feminine. Always. I always thought that if you were fat, you could not be feminine. And I didn't understand that you could be. I mean, for years, I tried so hard to be invisible. And part of that invisibility strategy was being a tomboy. Dressing in boys' clothes, baggy clothes, jeans and t-shirts, and very unflattering clothing that would hide me, and clothing that would really bring me as far away from that femininity as I could possibly get. And what I've realized as I've come into my body and accepted myself is that it's not thinness that makes you feminine, nor is it fatness that makes you feminine. It's me. I am what makes me feminine, right? You can be feminine and be tall or short or muscular or lean or black or white or Asian, or you can have any skin color, you can have any body type, any size, and you can still be feminine if you bring that energy to the table, right? Femininity is an energy. It is a way of being. It is not your body shape and your body size. And as I've learned that, I really realized that, dressing as a tomboy is really not doing me any favors. It's really not doing me any favors. I mean, for years, I used to admire my sister especially. I loved her sense of style. She wore really beautiful feminine clothes all the time, and hair and makeup and the whole thing. And I used to love her sense of style, but I felt like I couldn't do that. I was too scared in my body. Like I somehow wasn't worthy of femininity, and that's total BS. So I would really just like to ask you, do you feel like you can be feminine in your body? Do you feel like femininity and tuning into your cycle is accessible to you right now? And then along with that, your task for today is a journaling prompt, and that simply is asking, what does femininity mean to you? Or if you're a man, if you identify as a man, what does masculinity mean to you? Right, that label. I'm not a big fan of labels, but sometimes they can be really helpful in creating guidance in our lives. So what does femininity mean to you? And is that something that you would like to embrace more? Is that something that you would like to welcome into your life more as we come up to the end of 2018? It's the perfect time to be making some changes. So it's a great time of year to be really reflecting on where you are and what you want. So that's it for today, guys. Thank you for watching. I hope that this is helpful. Talking about femininity, like I said, didn't know if I'd be doing it. It's kind of a hard topic. It's a difficult thing to kind of put words to. But I really hope that this is helpful. I know that if I had heard somebody talking about this 5 years ago, 10 years ago, it would have totally changed my life. Anyways, have a beautiful day. I'll talk to you very soon.